Morning, friends. It's good to be here together. It's a beautiful day to see you all. Glad you're here. I would invite you to turn to Hebrews 11. You'll need that much later. But Hebrews 11, and in just a moment, we're going to have the Mexico Mission team up. We'll show a video before they come up. But just on behalf of, just on my part, because they're going to do most of the talking, I just want to say how proud I am of this year's team. I feel like I come back every year saying it was the best trip ever. But by far, this team blew me away in their ability to serve. They represented Christ, they represented us, they represented our community so very well. Lucas and I were talking about the joy of sitting back after all these years and watching our teens and our college age, our young adults lead. And they led so well. They blessed each other, they blessed us. And so as you watch these things, here's a picture of a group. It's our biggest year ever in a lot of ways. We had a team at 25. We had about 50 kids and about 10 or 11 moms, and then that joined. So it was a big time. It was a big group, and yet each person got to hear the gospel. Each person got to experience the love of Christ. Each person got to experience what it means to be together. And so as you watch this video, know that each picture represents 1,000 stories. We're going to share a few of those 1,000 in just a minute. But here it is. So we'll see if it works. Maybe.
What's the project?
We don't really have a goal. We're just in the sand, and we're out here playing. Not really sure what the project is. Keep 'em happy.
I'm confused.
I see flowers dressed in blue, painted pink skies, proof enough it's you. Oh, it's you. All creation claims you're true. All creation's eyes and all
Yeah. Yeah, beautiful, beautiful. I know you want to hear the stories. I forgot to mention one thing. Hannah and Isaac and the YWAM team, they leave next Saturday for Thailand and then Japan. So keep them in your prayers as they go. So they're going to be available afterwards just to talk to. But we represented 4 states this year. We had the biggest group ever. We had the Idaho, obviously. We had Wyatt Morris from Mississippi. That's how you say it, right? You had Coral and Jamie Axtell. Remember them? They joined us from Arkansas. I'm told I say that wrong, but I grew up in Kansas. That's how you say it. And then we had Anthony and his sister Lydia from New York join us. Their connection is with Corey through YWAM. So we had this big team representing 7 or 8 churches. I was thinking about that on the way back. 7 or 8 churches together. I mean, obviously, majority are from ours, but I love that we had this group effort from our community. We had our church, we had Melba Bible represented, we had Melba Community Baptist represented, we had churches, we had Beaumont represented, we had and other churches elsewhere. So it was really cool to see that, to come together as one family, one body for one mission, and to see what God's doing. So if you'd welcome the team up as they come. If you went on the mission trip, come on up. This is the part where they say to me, "What are we doing?" And you will find out. Spread out. All right. Watch your step, Penelope. So since not everybody knows everybody's name, you're going to start. Where's that handheld microphone? It's in my hand. There we go. All right. So they're going to share their name, where they're from as part of that. Some people couldn't be here today. Corey and Anthony and his sister Lydia and Alexandra, I believe, is gone too, right? They're up at a YWAM base for a birthday celebration for one of the YWAM team members. And so what they're going to do is they have slips of paper about different events. So rather than going in order of events, they're going to share random events of things you saw that happened on that video. If you have more than one, you're sharing about both. And then we're going to go down from, okay, not Penelope, Chloe is going to start us off. And then we'll go down, and then when Lucas gets to the end, he's going to share, so after we read all those parts, and they're going to share what they came away with. So what was most impactful for you? We can share a single thing or a big thing, share a story, but how did this change you, or what did you get out of the trip? Make sense-ish? All right, so this is a microphone. For to use it, you hold it up to your lips, not out here, not down here, all right? So, I'm Chris Hinderleiter, and I'm going to sit down. Chloe, you're up.
Hi, I'm Chloe. This was my first time going to Mexico on this mission trip. I'm going to talk about the construction. I don't think you guys really saw it in the video, but 3 of the mornings we woke up kind of earlier and we did construction before the kids came. And we kind of did like small things like painted tables. I made a clothing line with some other girls. And first you think like, oh, I'm doing this tiny thing. It's not really going to impact anyone. But throughout the week, they were telling us how the kids are going to have so much fun with this clothing line because they're going to get in the water games and they're going to be able to like take off their clothes and dry them afterwards, and they're not going to have to be soaked the entire time. So I just think I really thought about how just throughout the tiny things we were doing throughout 3 days, we're really going to impact them throughout the years. My other thing is I'm going to talk about the moms, which they were the most amazing people ever. They're children at heart. We were playing so many games, and they would come in and they would join, and they would have the funnest times. And you could see that they really cared about their kids. I saw moms crying, looking at their kids, playing with all of us, and just seeing how we don't think we're impacting them throughout these 5 days. We think, oh, these are 5 simple days. We're just playing with them. We're playing tag. It's nothing. We're playing hide and go seek. But then you look in these moms' eyes, and they look at their children like they're the brightest little angels on the world, and that we're really helping them, and that really impacted me. My favorite part of the trip, oh, my bad, never mind. Oh.
Okay, I'm Brindle. You guys know me, I come up and pray very often. The first thing I'm going to talk about was the VBS lessons we did, because we weren't just there to play around with kids. We actually had a purpose, a little outside of that. I don't know if you guys know that. And so the ranch comes up with like the VBS stuff. We just help them with it. But this year the theme was created for greatness, brilliant. Great to shine. It was in Spanish, so I don't really know what the theme was. I knew there was like a lot of lights going on. There was a theme of like light. I figured the theme wasn't just light though. And so we did some crafts with them, like things with like stars, like we would make it so they could see like stars through different colors and stuff like that, and showing that like God created all the stars for all different reasons, and God knows every star, just those fun facts that are just so mind-blowing to kids about God's greatness. And then, and then they would do little lessons with them. Last year, we talked about kind of Moses' story, I think, and then this year it was kind of cool though, because we talked about Jesus' story, which is a really big deal, and I feel like it's just so important for the kids to know it. And they started it with creation, though, and then tied it all the way back to Jesus. And they did a skit this year, which was really cute. It was with Abraham and Sarah, and it was also in Spanish, so I'm not entirely sure exactly what they said, but if you guys know the story, it was basically that, just that they were old when they had a baby, and then Jesus made it happen, and then, the promises and stuff like that. I think that's what they said. Once again, it was in Spanish, but they animated it very well, and it was just really cool, because, for a lot of these kids, it's the first time, hearing that message. And to me, even I just said, well, you guys know the story of Abraham, so even though it was in Spanish, we understand it. But to them, if they saw it in English, they probably would have had no idea what was going on, because they just this was their first time ever hearing it for some of them. And it was just cool to be with them while they experienced that. And then the second thing I'm going to talk about is the Commodore Genesis, which is the soup kitchen, and we got to visit that on Tuesday. I don't think it was in the video. That's where we get our kids from. It's this town called Zorrillo that it's in. And it's in the heart of Zorrillo, and it's this little kind of cement block building. And in it, this one lady, she feeds all the kids that we saw, and that's kind of how they publicized it. And she also feeds some homeless people off the street. It's just really amazing though, because she doesn't have a steady donation. She doesn't have steady food coming in. She doesn't have anything steady going on. All that she has is faith. She prays constantly. She just asks God to provide, and he always does. And that was just so amazing hearing her story. She has even just a little wood furnace that when she can't get enough money for gas to work her furnace, she uses a little wood furnace, and she still cooks for 50 plus people. And it was 90 people. I know it was more than 50, and it's just so amazing that just one lady can do so much just straight through faith. And it's just, I don't know, it just makes me think it's mind-blowing that faith can do that much. I feel maybe I'm not leaning into Jesus enough. If he can do amazing things like that, it's just cool to see him working in real time.
Hi, I'm Penelope. I've also never been on this trip. I think most of you probably don't know me, some of you do. I am going to talk about Puerto Hermosa, which is the special needs orphanage down there. And as all of the people on stage right now know, that if I talk about this, I may cry, just because it hit my heart really deeply. But we went there one of the days. I don't recall which one it was. Do you know? Sunday? And some of us went in there, mostly the new people, that had never seen it before. And the way that the kids are loved is so incredible. And I'm so incredibly blessed to have seen it. I think it was one of the hardest things that I've done, is just walk through this little building. It's not so little, actually. But walk through this building and just see the joy on the kids' faces that we were there we played ball with them for maybe 5 minutes, and the little boy, he was so happy. And then there was one little boy, and he prayed for us multiple times, and it was so adorable, and it just really touched my heart. And I think that everyone should experience that at some point. It was really great. Just the fact that the kids are loved so deeply. and the fact that God paved the way for them to be there is incredible. And the second thing was the final campfire and our affirmations, which was honestly one of my favorite moments because one of my niñas, Dania, she and I had a rough time communicating just because we don't speak the same language, but she's also very, very shy. And her mom was there the entire week, except for one of the days, I think. And she really clung to her mom the whole time, which is great. I'm glad she has her mom. But the last day, or the last campfire, we talked and we gave them affirmations. And I really communicated with the mom that night, and it was really powerful. She told me that her daughter had the best week of her whole life. And I think that showed a lot because the whole week I was feeling down just because I didn't know if I was making an impact on her life. And so for the fact that the mom said that to me was incredible. I'm really thankful for it. So yeah, it was really great. And I think that everyone made more of an impact that they may have thought they did on the kids they had. Because I know I did, and I know that I thought that I didn't. So.
Hello, my name is Trinity, and this is my 4th time going down and my 3rd time going with Mobile Friends, and I absolutely love coming with this group of people. I am going to talk about the devotions and campfires with the amigos. I don't feel like we had as many campfires together, but this year as young adults we came together, like Chris was saying earlier, and were able to take a leadership position that we hadn't before. And we decided to do morning worship as well as devotionals. And I think that was, I don't want to say a game changer, but it really set our hearts and prepared our hearts for the rest of the day. And I am so thankful that we were able to come together as young adults and do that. Devotions look different for each person. So this year we had one person share in the morning and then 2 people share in the evening. So each person throughout the week is able to share a devotional, share something that has touched them in their reading, and what else? Some people have done songs in the past. It just depends on each person and what they would like to share, what God has touched on their heart that day.
Hello, my name is Ziva. I'm Trinity's little sister. This is my first time going on the trip. And today I'm going to be talking about decorating the backpacks and tying the blankets. So it was really hot that day that we did the backpacks, and my kids were not a fan of the sun, and so for the backpacks we went in the shade. And it was just really cool to see their different creative outlets, the different things that they would decorate. I had one girl who was drawing rainbows all over her bag and just hearts, and the other one was drawing flowers and a whole landscape scene, and it was just really cool to see how they perceived things differently when they were coloring. But what really touched me was that each of my girls wrote on their bags that we were friends and that they loved me, and it was really cool to just see that, even though it was we were barely into the week and they were already so impacted by me that they just wrote that they loved me so much on their bags, and it was just really cool to see. And then tying the blankets, my kids, like I said, did not like the sun at all, so they went and played on the playground. But one of my girls' aunts and the other one's mom were there that day, and they had pulled out Google Translate on their phone, and we were able to have a really good conversation with them. And it was one of them already knew Jesus and already knew the gospel, and the other one didn't. And so I was just with the little Spanish that I knew, I was able to tell them a little bit about it. And the other mom was helping me translate a little bit, and it was really cool to see that even though I was there with the kids, that I can still have an impact with the moms too. And the other thing I'm going to talk about is the free time with our kids. My kids, All they wanted to do was play tag. All they wanted to do was just run around on this playground and play tag. And it was so fun just because there was just so many of the kids, and we were able to play tag with all of the kids. Like, it wasn't just, you weren't just restricted to only the kids you were assigned. And it was so fun to see how playful and like happy they were, and it was really cool to see.
Hi, my name is Ashton, and this is my second year going, and I'm gonna talk about crossing the border. And it was really easy. Like, we didn't get stopped or anything, and we flew through it like nothing, and that was pretty much it. And after that we got tacos at the taco place we go every year, and it was really good. And then my second thing I'm going to talk about is our bus breaking down in Vegas. So it was bad about that our bus broke down, but after we all stopped, and then we prayed about it, and we got a 16 passenger van that we got to ride home in, and that was really nice that we got to do that. And thanks to God that we got that van instead of the minivan that we were supposed to get. And
I'm Joseph. This is my second time on this trip. My topic is construction at Camp Joy. For those that may not know, they have actually, like, right now they have 3 camps right now called Faith, Hope, and Love. Right, and they're currently working on a 4th camp called Camp Joy. And mostly what I did, other people did other things, but what I did was a whole lot of groundwork for foundations, and actually mostly just groundwork. But it was hard work. It was really hot because there was no clouds at all throughout that week. But it was pretty cool and pretty fun to be able to help make something that was gonna do a real good job in the future, and also to help it speed along because they need to get it done before this summer, as it's already fully booked with kids and it's not even finished. So prayers for that, but also it's just really cool to be helping with that.
My name's Ben, and my topic is meeting the kids for the first time. And they came over, and everybody got assigned a kid. I got 1, most people got 2, and some people got 3. And then once we met our kids, we played a little bit, on the playground stuff. My kid liked tag. Most of the kids like tag. Then we went to the beach and played at the beach. And then we went to Puerto Hermosa for the first time. We didn't go inside. We were just eating dinner there and hanging out and playing more tag. And then they went home, and that's it.
My name's Tommy. This is my 7th year going on this trip. And I got construction. There was lots of different projects this year. Some people watered plants. I personally dug holes so they can pour concrete in the foundations for the new camp and for the dining hall. Lots of little ones. People built tables and just stuff like that. Or some people built storage cabins. So just lots of permanent stuff that is going to be a huge blessing in the future when they have multiple kids coming in. And then my other topic is the fair. We did it Wednesday night, Wednesday day. It was our last day, and it's just really cool because the fair, there's lots of games, there's nachos, popcorn, lots of drinks that they can all get unlimited. And it's just really cool to be able to step back and watch the kids just be kids. No care in the world. They're playing with their friends, eating as much as they want, and then Before we end the fair, they get to go to this little like prize booth, and each kid walks away with the prize, and they're like the happiest things ever because they got little glow sticks or something, and it's just really cool to see.
My name is Andrea, and this was my third year going. And my first topic is about the Niños, and which are all the little kids that come. We had 49 this year, basically from ages 3 to 12-ish. There were a few that were older, but they're the ones that have been coming from, I wish Chris would have mentioned that first picture that he showed, the lady in there, he's had her, how old is she now? 22, and then Maria, how old is Maria? 23? Yeah. Anyway, point is, he's known these girls since they were little, and they still come. Like, one of the biggest impacts for me is Maria works, and she takes time off work to come see Chris when he's here. That's the impact that we're making on these trips. We're forming lifelong relationships with them. And one of the cool things is, with this being my third year going and third year with Rio, is a lot of the kids that are coming came the first year. And so they're wanting to come back every year. And so, like, Jacob has had the same kid for 3 years, and they love each other. And so that's the impact that we're making with these kids. And I don't want to make it sound like we're the ones doing, they are impacting us. These kids are drastically changing our lives. And they are the most beautiful, joyful, happy, wonderful children. And, we talk about how, we're always humbled when we go down there because they have nothing. A lot of these kids have tarps for walls in their homes. They have nothing. And a lot of them are wearing the same clothes the entire week. They have nothing. But they are the most happy, loving, joy-filled children. And it takes just the littlest things to just make them even more happy. And so I think that rubs off on us because we are so entitled and we are so ungrateful, and we don't understand or appreciate what we have here. Even when we think we're struggling, we're rich compared to what they are. And so it helps put us in a place of humility to be able to love them unconditionally and genuinely from the bottom of our hearts to where they impact us. And it's just Christ all over the place. It's just Jesus everywhere. It's, a lot of us don't speak the language, we don't understand the language, but it doesn't matter. It's the love of Jesus that flows in and through us, that communicates for us. And just the simple act of playing tag is communicating Jesus' love to these kids. I could go on forever about how much I love these kids. Let's see, make sure I got all the things. Yeah, okay. Then the next topic is the ranch. As you can see from the pictures, it's probably one of the most beautiful places on earth. We go in the spring, which I think we're very fortunate because everything is turning green. Everything is just breathtaking. In that picture, if you go to the left a little bit, that's the tracks of the Baja 500. If anybody's familiar with that, it kind of puts perspective the location. It's absolutely breathtaking. These mountain views every morning. The ocean fog comes in and sits in the morning, and then it clears out as the sun comes out, and it's just glorious. It's beautiful up there. And so it's real easy to just sit in the presence of the Creator and just know that He is always there. This ranch is built on a foundation of sharing Christ. It survives on the foundation of sharing Christ. It's all throughout this place. It's almost like you're walking on Holy Land, which I don't want to sound sacrilegious, but it is so filled with the Spirit because of the people that work there. That's where their hearts are, and the people that come in there, that's where their hearts are. And so the Spirit is so present in this place, and that could be potentially why it is so beautiful, so much more beautiful, which I think it's pretty anyway, but it's just overwhelming. It's this is by far my favorite week of the year. And Lord willing, one day I'll be able to retire there, but we'll see. But I'll finish when we do our favorite things.
Okay, my name is Jacob. This is my mom. I got, for my first topic, the trip down. I've been going for 3 years. It's my third year. And I got my first topic, the trip down. So we woke up at 4:30 to go to the church. It was really early. And Jagger, of course, had to forget to sign his paper. So I had to drive this kid to his house at 4:30 in the morning and wake up his parents to get a paper signed. They were super happy. Then we drove back and got on the bus, left the church at like 5:30, 5:45, something like that. And we made it down to Barstow, California, where we had In-N-Out and pretty sweet hotel. It was definitely the better of the two. Yeah, it was a great hotel. A lot of fellowship, a lot of new connections. And then we then went down to the border. Border crossing was chill, like Ashton said. And we got, oh, that's that one. Don't want to go too far. And then my next one, I had the obstacle course. Obstacle course was less than last year, but still pretty big, tiring, especially when you have to carry a kid. And yeah, my team won obviously because me. It was a lot of fun. Kids had a lot of fun, and then we got to do it like however many times we wanted. So the kids just kept going through and through and through. Some kids did it like 4 times. I don't know how they did that. I could barely do it once. I was wheezing. And moms did it too, which was crazy. So that was that.
Alrighty, my name is Jagger. This is my first time on this trip. First topic is when we bought the kids new shoes. So we were all at this like orphanage center thing, and then they call our colors up. So my color was yellow, so they called us up, and we all went and got on the bus. And then a certain amount of kids like were in the shoe store because it wasn't too big. So we go in there, and my kid's trying shoes on, and all he wanted was these soccer cleats. That's all he wanted. And I was like, dude, like you got to get something that you can wear every day. Well, he finally found a shoe, and none of these kids know their shoe sizes at all. So we're doing it, and he puts this one on, and he goes a thumbs up, and I feel it, and it's way too big, but they do it so that they can grow into it, and we had to teach them that it's free. Just get the ones that fit you right now, and so they did, and that was really cool. And I helped I think 4 kids do that. That was a super cool experience, and they got to keep the shoes, and it was super cool. Next topic was the Genesis staff. I got to talk to a couple of them. They make everything just more fun than it really is. Like, I don't really like arts and crafts very much, but they make it entertaining. They play music, and yeah, it's just a lot of fun. So they really changed the trip for me. Yeah.
My name's Alex, and it's my first year going. And so each morning, not each morning, but Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday morning, like Chloe was talking about, we did construction. But in the mornings, we kind of got to pick what we wanted to do. But in the first morning, they decided to start with making benches, was anyone who wanted to. And I was thinking, I can use an impact, I can use a drill. Why not? I'll help them build benches. So we bring out these 8-foot boards, and I'm like, all right, where's the skill saw? Let's get cut, let's get doing it. And kind of like Jagger here, I don't like arts and crafts. So they don't bring out skill saw, they don't bring out an impact, they bring out a paintbrush. So I got to do the manly work of painting 50 or 30, 8-foot boards. That was so much fun. I felt like such a man. The girl's coming back from digging holes, and I'm painting. I was like, yeah, they got to give the real man the real work. So that was a lot of fun. For the next few days, I strayed away from that, and I kind of went over with Joe, and we put up some framework for Camp Joy. That was a humbling experience. My other topic was church service on Sunday. So we went to Port Hermosa, one of the orphanages we went to. And on Sunday, we set out had to be like 1 million chairs. It took forever. So we get out all these chairs, and we sit down, and they're kind of a garage area. And we had a church service, and they sang a bunch of songs that I didn't know because I don't know Spanish. And they did a bunch of verses and learning that the kids understood. I did not. But I figured it was something good in the name of God, so I went with it. My kid, he was 5. It took every ounce of patience that I had to keep him paying attention. But happiest little thing ever. And the church service, I tried my best to understand, and I really enjoyed it. Are you next? Sam?
Hi, my name is Sam, and this is my 3rd year. And my topic was the fair. And well, my favorite thing about the fair is the prize stand. It was fun watching the kids play games and stuff. And the only reason I like the prize stand is because I get to go to it every year.
I'm Mary Ellen. I've done this trip for over 10 years now, and it never changes. It always gets better. My first topic is the human foosball, which you guys saw a little clip of. It was us where we were holding the poles and running back and forth. It's super fun. The kids love it. But then the staff gave us squirt guns, and we all got soaked. So that was fun. Yeah, but they tried not to get the kids because they got yelled at for that. But that was fun. My next one is making cards for the kids. It's like a piggyback off of the affirmation campfire. You just write down what you want to say to these kids, like how special, how loved, what you see in them, how you see God working through them. You can do Bible verses, you can decorate them, you can draw them. And it's really impactful because some of these kids keep these cards for years to come. I know Chris has said that he's had some kids that have them for years. So it's really special. This year, I had 2 moms with 2 of my girls, and I showed my mom one of the cards, and it broke my heart because she was probably 50, 60 years old, and she didn't know how to read. So that was really hard this year, but it was beautiful to have. One of my other girls was 14, and she helped talk to her for me, so that was very sweet.
Well, my name's Steve. This is my first year going. I've been going a long time. This year, one of the coolest things we got to do was we were blessed with enough money. We got to buy the staff shoes. So not only did all the moms and the kids get shoes, all the staff members got new shoes, and it was awesome going through. Me and Ramon went downtown, and we got to pick out shoes. We took shoe sizes, and that morning I had a staff member who was in U-Turn actually approached me and asked if I could help buying some shoes. And I just told him, hold on, wait till this afternoon. We'll talk about it with Chris. And then we came back, and we accidentally got his favorite color, actually got his right size, so he was just joyful. Yep. And then the whole pizza thing, man, that pizza, that just brings joy to the kids' eyes. Sitting around making a pizza. Well, after pizza, they were playing an incredible game of take your shoe, I guess would be the best way to put it. And Chris goes, man, they're real full of energy. And I said, well, there was this dude when he was leaving town decided to buy like 4 cases of Coca-Cola. And the pizza was late in the evening, so they all got a 8-ounce Coke. And so, yeah, it was the Coca-Cola hit the spot. I mean, nothing like a hot, fresh pizza and a cold Coke. And I'm not going to point any fingers at somebody, but they held their Coke ransom until they told her she was their favorite. I mean, but the moms got Cokes. A few of them pocketed a few Cokes, which we told them to pocket them. There was plenty to go around, and it was an all-around great experience for the pizza party. And then so I guess I'm headed back with my favorite thing is that Brindle is now such a good friend. She can tell me that the camera adds multiple pounds, and I have many chins. So that's my favorite part. And and always. Just the impact. This year was a little bit different for me. Like me and Chris this year, we actually got to step back and watch all of our young adults kind of start taking the reins because, unfortunately, we're not getting any younger. And eventually we're going to have new leadership take over, and we're hoping over the years that these kids continue going and make it a part of their lives, and we'll be along to guard dog and chaperone. So.
My favorite part of the ranch was the construction, because I kind of helped build. I kind of like went back and forth with painting and building, and then I went up to the new camp, and then I work with Chino. He helped build, he helped paint the tables and build. So me and him kind of went back and forth too.
So that's Grandpa Chino. Sam talks to Chino, and Chino talks to Sam, and nobody understands the words that they are together.
It's hard to put a favorite part on this trip because the whole thing is beautiful and wonderful and amazing. But one of the fun nights was the pizza night. We make pizza, the kids had a Coke. That's a typical Friday night for us, but for them, the joy in their eyes, it's amazing to see. One of my other favorite parts is Puerto Hermosa. That place has a special place in my heart. I've worked there before. I got to hold one of the kiddos this year and walk him around and play with him. And it's just crazy to see how God's love heals all things. So it's beautiful. Those are one of my favorite parts.
Hello again. It's been a while. My favorite part of the trip was just building relationships. A lot of these guys I didn't even know, like Baby Bird here. I never knew him until today, or not until today, until this trip. My mind is very tired. Been a long weekend. But just building relationships with all these new people and all these new kids, and just being able to unite as one in Christ, from knowing nobody to being able to talk to them about their faith, where they're from, how they got there, and all that they've experienced in their life was one of the beautiful things that we got to experience. Like she said, there's hard to put one thing, but that was one of the best things, was just building new relationships.
I'd say one of my favorite things was we did this thing every day. You had like a person that was older than you. It's called your one-on-ones. Mine was Wyatt. I don't know. We really just talked a lot about everything, how we were doing at the trip and stuff. And then, it's just something I could look forward to and every day. And I could just tell him whatever. And he'd help me with it. So, yeah. My favorite part of the trip was probably handing out the bags to kids with the shoes and all the school stuff and the cards. It's my favorite part every year because the kids are just so joyful for a pair of $20 shoes and a bag full of school supplies that we get for just out of the blue. It's nothing to us. A couple pencils and a notebook and some other school supplies just makes them jump around, show all their friends, and show their moms. And their moms are all jumping around with them too. And it's a really big impact on me.
That kind of goes along with what I was wanting to share on the favorite parts, because I want all of you here at the church that support us, not only in prayer, which is the most important thing, but financially and with supplies and all the things that we need to get down there. The school supplies that fill the backpacks, to the fabric that we use to tie the blankets, to the food that you send us down there with, all of that was used this year, which it has been in the past, but for some reason this year it was stretched further. That not only the backpacks for the kids, but we were able to make backpacks for the moms, which we did last year, but we had enough this year for all the moms, and there was money left over that they were able to go to town and buy 9 different toiletry and women's stuff, pretty stuff to make them feel pretty, nail polish and mascara and lotion and to fill the mom's bags. So their bags were super special. But just to be able to love on them as much as we love on the kids, we couldn't have done that without you guys. And the blankets, I cannot tell you enough on how much those kids and the moms love those blankets. And a dad, yes. It was actually Ashton's little girl. She brought both of her parents on Sunday to church, and he actually drew a bag and helped tie a blanket. And anyway, but we had enough blankets this year that we were able to give them to the kids at Puerto Hermosa, which we've never been able to give them things before, to my knowledge. And so we were able to love on them with blankets. And so I know that it's a struggle throughout the year. Miss Connie, you're amazing to be able to get all that fabric together. And I know it's not as cheap as it used to be. So I totally understand the sacrifice that it takes to get all this stuff together. But know that you are serving and loving on these kids as much as we are. You allow us to go down there and be the hands and feet of this church to go serve these kids in this community. And it's not a small thing. You know, as Jake says that, you know, to us, it's not that big of a deal. But these kids, when they get these bags and these shoes, like, I'm not even kidding. From the time they go try on these shoes on Sunday to when they get them on Wednesday, most of the kids forgot. Like, they think, oh, I'm not really getting those shoes. So when they see their shoes that they picked out again, it's Christmas. It's better than Christmas morning. They never thought they were getting them in the first place. And then to have their shoes not only with a bag full of goodies and arts and crafts and Play-Doh and stuff that they'll be able to take with them, it's so amazing. It's so amazing to be able to provide such a joy to these kids. And you know, Lucas was down playing the Cokes. Like, those Cokes were, yes, they were priceless. I mean, they were shocked. They thought the pizza was the best thing, but then when they handed out those Cokes, it sent it to a whole new level. And there was so much generous giving this year that they were able to love on the soup kitchen, to be able to give her, was it water? To fill her water, or was it her fuel? Yeah, anyway, again, you know, they were saying that she doesn't know where anything's coming from. She lives solely on faith. She doesn't know where food's coming from every day. She doesn't know where her gas to run her stove's coming from, her water to run her little shanty shack is coming from. And God provides for her faithfully, and to be able to watch it done in real time shows how big our God is. Our God is bigger than we can imagine. We serve a big, big God. And I hope that you guys hearing all of our stories, one thing you can take away is that we serve a big God, and nothing is too big for him. Nothing is too small, nothing is too big. And this trip is a constant reminder for us who live in America, who we don't struggle often with our day-to-days, that we have to remember the God that we serve.
My favorite part is probably free time. After dinner, we have free time before the kids go home or a campfire. And people are like the language barrier, but pretty much if you know how to say tag in Spanish, you're golden. I mean, these little kids can play tag for 10 hours a day and come back and do it the same day, same time. Yeah, in jackets and jeans. And it's just really cool. I had a Nino that just wanted to play tag. I can't really keep up the best. And then I played soccer. My Nina, man, she played goalie, and she was the best goalie out there. So, yeah, it's just really cool to see.
My favorite part was playing with my Nino. All he wanted to do was play tag at first, which I didn't really. I mean, it was fun because he was having a lot of fun, but it got a little tiring. But he was having fun the whole time. And then eventually he just wanted to go in the swing, and that was better. But he was having a lot of fun on the swing. Every time I pushed him, he just couldn't stop giggling. He was giggling for like 30 minutes straight, and it's pretty wholesome. And also, Andrea, remind me of the bags. I really like drawing the bags. It wasn't a competition, but mine was definitely the best. I drew a big purple crab, and I've never seen the bag again. So if it was donated, I hope that the person treats it well. But also, my Nino's bag was pretty cool too. And what else was I gonna say? Dang it, I forgot it. All right.
I don't really have a favorite part because the whole trip was just too grand to try and pick out something else, just one singular thing. But one takeaway that I had from it was, as was previously mentioned, sometimes it feels like that you're not really getting a connection or making much progress, but at the end of the week, learning that you had more of an impact that you did than you realized. Just made me realize the importance of just continuing, even though you're not seeing anything. Just continue to go at it.
My favorite part was probably Puerto Hermosa. I loved it was the best. We walked in there for maybe 10 minutes, and we got to hear some of the kids' stories, and I was tearing up the whole way there. And then at the end, the little boy named Jose, he prayed for us, and I just lost it all there. And he prayed so good. I could understand him, but he prayed so good. I was just imagining what he was saying, but.
My favorite part of the trip was how close I was able to get to my kids, that they were able to make fun of me. I don't know if anybody talked about it, but the beach day, I have curly hair, and so when we were at the beach, my hair came really frizzy. Like it was really big, and it was just, I don't even remember what day it was, but it was one of the very first days, and they were just laughing at me so hard, and it was just, one of them was in almost tears. She was laughing so hard because of how just crazy my hair was, and it was really cool that I was able to get close enough with them in such a short amount of time that they felt comfortable with me enough to do that.
I'm also going to talk about the beach day a little bit. It's probably one of my favorite parts. I was able to be on staff last summer, and so after going through the whole summer, a lot of things became very repetitive, but the beach day was always something that stood out to me because even though these kids live so close to the beach and have access to it, they're not able to go very often. And so when we're able to take them to the beach, especially on the first day, it is amazing how much they love playing in the water, even though they weren't supposed to be. We let them still, and then we got yelled at, but it was so worth it because they dig holes and then fill it with water and then refill it and dig it again. And the amount of different things that they like to do at the beach, and just being able to see their faces, and it really shows how we take the little things for granted. And so I always love beach day.
I feel like I have a million takeaways and I could probably yap about it forever, but I think one of the things I feel most blessed with was not only the connection I made with everyone here. I personally made it a goal to really try and talk to everyone, and I think I did okay. I know I had some deep combos with all of us amigos, but the connections we made with the Niños was really, really special, and I think that might be one of my favorites. Was that the first day meeting them, my little 5-year-old and I just started playing tag, and we were inseparable since. I think, what else? I was going to say something. The special needs orphanage. Obviously, that one was just very touching, and I think all of it was great, but I think the connections and the love that we showed everyone, I think that is one of the biggest takeaways, was that how to show love and how to have faith, just little faith. It's a daily challenge to know that, especially when we don't go through as many troubles as they do. We don't have to ask God every day and trust Him that He will provide food for 90 plus people. We don't have to trust God that the street we live on is going to be safe when we already know it is. We're super blessed to be where we are, and I think that really touched my heart, and it was really great to see. One of the nights when we dropped off bags of food to the houses, one of my girls just was holding on me and she was kissing me and she didn't want to let go. And honestly, that was one of the days I had the most troubles with her, just because she's a little girl and little girls are a lot. But the fact that like I was like in her space, like in her neighborhood, I think she felt really comfortable, and I never wanted to let go, and I don't think she wanted to let go. So I think just the love that we showed them was my favorite, and how to love.
My favorite part of the trip was probably making fun of Lucas. Easily, yeah. No, actually, definitely my favorite part of the trip was on the last day. I had the same girls that I had last year, like the same niñas, and they're 11 and 13. And the 13-year-old, she's like really sweet to me, and I'm close with her, but like the 11-year-old, we're just like, we're tight. And part of the VBS that we were doing, the Vacation Bible stuff, it's actually school, not stuff, but that actually worked as well, was teaching them about Jesus' sacrifice and that it was for them, because that might have, like that was my Nina's first times hearing that. And on Wednesday, we knew they were going to have the opportunity to accept Jesus into their heart if they wanted to. And so Chris said that in the mornings we should kind of maybe start talking to them about it. So I whipped out good old Google Translate and asked them kind of what they knew about Jesus. And the older one said a little bit, and then Dahlia, the 11-year-old, she is like, I really don't know anything. She knew what they told them. And then by the end of that day, after they told the story of Jesus and stuff like that, we were doing a prayer, and Dahlia pulled me in close, and I put my arms around her, and she like nuzzled into me, and she accepted Jesus into her heart right there. And then she pulled out my phone, and I gave it to her, and she said, now we get to be best friends in heaven forever. And I don't know why I'm crying. It's not a sad thing. It's an amazing thing. But that was hands down the best moment of that whole trip for me. It was just amazing. I don't think my heart's ever felt just so whole. So.
My favorite part of the trip would probably be the last day as well. We were playing tag so much, I knew I needed to sit down or I would literally pass out. So I like pulled out my phone, pulled up Google Translate, and just gathered all the girls around this tree, and they talked forever. You could just see how much they wanted to talk to you, just as much as you wanted to talk to them. Apparently they thought I was like married and had kids at home, so that was hard to explain. I was like, no, and it was just so cute. They're like, you don't think about it, but they're just like us. They wanted to know my crush, my life, everything, and it was just the cutest little thing. And my girl, who was 11, so we kind of got along really well. She was the sweetest little thing. She cared on me just as much as I cared on her. Anytime she got water, she would grab me a water. It was the most amazing week.
Brothers and sisters. Well, just so everybody knows, that little blue can out there for Commodore Genesis, what a difference it makes putting your spare change, spare cash in. So in all the years I've been going, this is the first year that Genesis Diaz did not have dispensers available. So through everybody's generous donations, Christopher, Glenn, the Hinderleiter, and I went shopping, right? That was an experience in itself, but we bought plenty of shelf-stable food. Enough for 30 families. We had 30 families total, plus the Commodore. So we gave 2 cans of tuna, 2 bags of beans, rice, lentils, pasta, a quart of milk, which in Mexico, a lot of the milk is ultra pasteurized, so it's shelf stable, not a lot of refrigeration. Coffee, yes, and coffee. Yep, and oil. So each family got all that in a bag, and we still had enough to give Commodore Genesis basically the entire 30 families dispenses again. So she was very well blessed, and when we took it to her Wednesday night, she was just overwhelmed and didn't expect, Miela is just a woman that she prays, and that's all she gets. Well, also, the next morning, the staff approached us and was like, hey, her gas stove went to pot, and so we were able to give her a new stove, and also she ran out of water and propane, so before we left, she had her water tank replenished, her propane tank replenished, and so she's up and going good. And then yesterday, while we were at a 4-H thing, I got a video from her for her serving food to the kids that we provided. So it's an awesome experience. That woman right there between Genesis Diaz and Commodore Genesis, none of this would be possible because about her taking time out of her life to serve 90 plus, and this year she said it was over 95 plus people 3 times a week, that these bridges and these connections wouldn't be made. So it's a wonderful thing. Thank you.
Yep. Yeah. While we're in the store, did I tell this story already? No. Okay. While we're in the store, Lucas and I and 2 of the Genesis staff are walking around. 5 shopping carts, 4 people walking around, filling them up, in the shopping carts. Some of they kind of work, kind of don't. And we get around towards the end and looking at stuff, and I sense this person about me to carry staring at me. And it's one of the staff who's at the store just staring at me. And so I kind of look up and look at him a little bit, and he's like this. And I was like, David? It's like, Chris? He's a kid that was in the program with us for many years. So he was my Nino for, 7 years. And here he is working at a store now, grown man. Still remembers all the times, still has pictures, still remembers me, and all those things. The girls, as was mentioned in the photo at the first of the slideshow, after everything's done, I'll put the video back up if you want to see it again. But I've just known them forever, and because of this trip. And that's something where each year we get to further establish the truth that they are loved, even though we're driving 2 days to get to them, 2 days in order to share the simple truth that God so loved the world. And so it's a beautiful, wonderful thing. And we're very humbled to be a part of that. It's not, we talk about being a small church in the country town of Melba, and yet the ability to have an impact like that. I'm grateful for everybody who's on this trip. Again, rock stars all through, blew me away to have co-leaders Andrea, Lucas, and Jamie Axel as to be the moms and dads of the trip to keep the kids in line. But we didn't really have to do anything, they just took care of it. And then our college age and young adult kids just rocked out. And our high school kids, despite what you would probably think, they really didn't mess anything up. They did pretty good. And then, of course, you got Ashton and Sam, and a little bit younger than high school, but yet so solid, so solid. I'd be remiss if we didn't mention it's Palm Sunday, so very, very quickly, bear with me. Let's look at Hebrews chapter 11, verse 1 through 3. Would you read this with me? It says, "Now faith is being sure of what we hope for and certain of what we do not see. This is what the ancients were commended for. By faith we understand that the universe was formed at God's command, so that what is seen was not made out of what was visible." The rest of Hebrews chapter 11 goes on to list person after person after person after person, story after story after story, and it's all by faith in God, who he is, what he's done, what he's going to do. By faith, they did all these things. All these things. It's beautiful story after story. And this it's summarizing the Old Testament, but it's also summarizing the early church. By faith, they did this, they did that. They parted the sea, they followed God, they left everything to trust in him. And it's a beautiful chapter talking about that. And what we're talking about today is just understanding is that as these people believed, then they acted. Faith needs action. Faith that just says I believe something to be true but never acting on it is not faith. It's just thinking. So faith requires action. Not that you have to have action to be saved, but faith proves that is proved in the fact that it actually walks in it. And so as people believed, they acted as they loved and they trusted God, then they served him. As they loved and trusted God. And their faith in action, really simply to put it, their faith in action changed the world. But the astonishing part about Hebrews chapter 11 isn't just that all these stories happen with all these people that are like heroes in the Bible, these people we looked up to. The reality is that each and every one of those people is ordinary person. Just like all of these here, just like all of you there. You are all ordinary people. We're all ordinary people. We have our strengths. We have our weaknesses. And yet, these people changed the world. How? In faith, they acted. In faith, they trusted. In love, they served. So Hebrews chapter 11 ends about verse 40. And I wonder if there was a verse 41, if there was a verse 41 of chapter 11, and instead of saying by faith Abram, or by faith Moses, or by faith David, if instead it said by faith and it was your name. By faith Sage, by faith Andrea, by faith Carrie, by faith Kurt, by faith David, by faith Lucas. And it said, by faith they believed in God and they trusted. Then what would the action be that follows that? Do you have things that you're doing in your life that are demonstrations of the fact that you really, really believe that God so loved you, that he sent his one and only Son for you, that you should not have to perish, but through him you can have everlasting life? If you really, really believe that, then you will do. And so what you saw up here is by faith, Melba Friends Plus went and served for a week. It's a big thing and it's a small thing. By faith, what are you doing? By faith, are you willing to reach out to somebody that doesn't know Jesus and say, hey, this may be a little awkward, but do you know Jesus? Do you understand what he did for you? By faith, would you serve somebody that was lesser than you? By faith, would you forgive somebody who hurt you? By faith, will you do something in your life that could be recorded just like all these other acts? It may not seem like as big as parting the Red Sea. It may not seem as big as some of the other things like surviving a fiery furnace like you see in Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. It may not seem that big, but every action of faith, every action of loving God is an action that's recorded in heaven. And someday we get to say, high five, Jesus. Or you think it's DAP? Is that what it is? Yeah. To embrace Jesus and have something to offer him because we love him that much. Don't let fear of what might happen or the rejection that might happen keep you. Some of you will not go on the mission trip to Mexico. I get that. Some of you will never make it there. I understand there's limitations. We have work, we have other things of life that just won't ever make that possible. But you can serve. You can love Jesus in many, many, many ways. And a lot of you do. So be encouraged today. This is Palm Sunday. We remember that today is the day we celebrate Jesus going intentionally into Jerusalem. We know that he's going into Jerusalem on this day, 2,000 years ago. He's going knowing that he's going to be betrayed, he's going to be put on trial, he's going to be accused falsely, he's going to be condemned to die, he's going to be beaten, and he's going to suffer on a cross. Why? Because God so loved, fill in your name. God so loved you that he gave his one and only Son. And Jesus so loved you that he went. It says in Luke that he set his face sternly towards Jerusalem. He was firmly committed for you. And after that chapter 11, it goes on to say this. Little smaller font, but we can still read it together, can't we? Might got to get Jared's glasses out. Ready? Therefore, since we are surrounded by such a great cloud of witnesses, let us throw off everything that hinders and the sin that so easily entangles, and let us run with perseverance the race marked out for us. Let us fix our eyes on Jesus, the author and perfecter of our faith, who for the joy set before him endured the cross, scorning his shame, and sat down at the right hand of the throne of God. We go to Mexico not to get applause from men. We go to Mexico not to do good works. We go to Mexico because we love Jesus. We come to church because we love Jesus. We love our neighbor because we love Jesus. We forgive one another because we love Jesus. We serve wherever God places us because we love the one who first loved us. And the joy set before him, you know what the joy set before him is in this passage? You, I, this moment right here, that we're here in his name. So, as you believe, as you trust and love Jesus, as you hope for what is to come, which is greater than you can possibly imagine, may you act. May you act. This week is an important week. It's a week that we remember not just the sacrifice on the cross, but we remember the greatest part of the story. Jesus comes back, the resurrection. And because of the resurrection, we too experience resurrection. We are no longer dead in sin. We are alive in Christ. So may we act that out. Christ's intentions for the church are beautiful. They're wonderful. They're amazing. You are meant to be a part of that. I'm meant to be a part of that. And that's meant to impact this broken world here in Melba, there in Mexico, anywhere and everywhere we go. So let us go to the Lord in prayer. Lord God, thank you so much for these men and women, young and old, who got to be a part of this trip to represent this community, represent this church, but mostly, Lord, hopefully, to represent you well. And Jesus, I pray that if there are ways that we didn't represent you well, that I know your grace is so amazing, Lord. I'm grateful that that covers that too. But Lord, may the memories of the trip strengthen our faith to do even greater things. And may the memories of those who we served in Mexico, may their memories serve to inspire them to seek you out, to know you, to walk with you, and also to be a part of your church that's changing this world every day in every way. We love you, Lord. We thank you so much. We depended on you for safety. We depended on you to get us there. We depended on you to get us home. We depended on you to hold us together. We depended on you for health, and you came through again and again and again. So we praise you, we love you, and we glorify your name, Jesus. And we pray it in that name of yours. Amen. Amen. Let's pray this together on our way out. Would you stand with me and let's pray this? Father, thank you for this day, this life, this world you have made. Thank you for sending Jesus to live, die, and rise for me. Thank you for the gift of the Holy Spirit within me so that I can know you more and more. Thank you for the family of believers who are around me, who are also receiving your grace. May that be true. May you be the church to one another. Go in peace. Serve the Lord. Remember, Hannah and Isaac are around if you want to ask about their Thailand and Japan adventure that's about to happen. And the Mexico team will stick around too, so feel free to ask more questions. May God bless you as you go.